Let's just go ahead and tear it apart. Awkwardly, Halo is on the back, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. We're here for the console, not for its releases. So let's take off.
Hype.
Yeah.
Let's take off some of these stickers.
That's why it's got to be perfect when it releases.
Yeah, exactly.
It is on my fantasy release console, don't forget.
Whoa, look at that.
Whoa.
Yeah, all right, power your dreams right off the top here.
Wow.
And we have some nice foam packaging, and that's it right here. This is the Xbox Series X. It's actually a little smaller
That
than
is
I
way
thought it would
smaller
be.
than
Yeah,
what I
it's
thought it would
littler
be.
than I thought. I mean, based on that fridge, you know, I was expecting a monolith.
Yeah, exactly, right? Ooh.
Yeah.
You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Take it off the Xbox, Jim.
Look
take it off,
at
Xbox.
this. Take it off indeed. This is the Xbox Series X. If I had to compare it, I would say this is about, you know, a little over a foot tall. And you can see on the top side, we have the oft talked about holes.
Ventilation.
Yeah.
The
Okay, so the
ventilation,
green is
yeah.
only in the middle. It's not a light. I thought it was
Yeah,
a,
on the bottom here, we have a
light.
little circular stand. You can see that there's a button up front, as well as a power button. The disc slot appears to be right here in front. If you rotate it around, it's just got a very nice boxy design. All your ports on the back, you have Ethernet, expansion, HDMI power, and then 2 USB cables here, as well as it looks like some other expansion slots as well. But this is great. This actually isn't too bad.
Yeah, I
Not
really
too
like
bad.
the size and the look of it. I mean, at this point, since I'm primarily gaming at basically a PC setup,
Right.
I like something that can stand vertically on the floor beneath my desk, and this looks really, really solid. If I had to give it like a size comparison, it reminds me of like the external speakers of yore,
Yeah.
or like perhaps you have
Right.
a subwoofer or something that is approximately that size. Like before, everybody had speaker bars.
Right,
You'd have like
right.
external speakers, and it's very similar size and shape-wise, I would say, to those.
Yeah, and I was wondering what the back of iJustine's fridge looked like. Can you turn it around one more time? to show
Yes, absolutely. So
ports?
the back of her fridge actually
Oh,
had all of these
yeah.
small details on it. I don't know which camera will see it
There
here.
it
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
It
yeah.
had all of that on the back of it as well. You couldn't see it because that was where the actual power cable of her fridge came out.
Yeah.
All right, let's actually continue to open this box here. As you can see, there's another slot in front for all of the peripherals and cables, I believe. So let's crack that open. And we have here what looks to be a very standard power cable,
Yep.
as well as an HDMI cable. So I'm glad that they're packaging it with this. But I think the thing that we're most excited about here is the controller.
Yeah.
Yee.
Let's see it. And is that an HDMI or is it DisplayPort?
Was that?
Is it HDMI cord or DisplayPort?
This would be an HDMI cable
Yeah.
here.
Okay, cool.
Army of Numbers wants to know how heavy this is before we look at the controller. I would give this at a good, I don't know, 9-ish pounds, maybe 8 to 9. I'm not
You
great
never held a
at-
baby, Jimmy?
I've never held a baby. No, I'm so sorry. But if anyone else that has held a baby wants to tell me if that weighs more than the baby, please let me know. All right, so let's take a look at the controller here. Very exciting stuff.
Oh.
Ooh, there it is.
That looks comfortably familiar,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, very much so. As you can tell, this D-pad, I'm a really big fan of. It has this sort of like a nice clickiness to it, and that obviously is omnidirectional. And holding it, you know, this is definitely a far cry from the original Xbox controllers, which is just
Yeah.
massive in your hand.
Yeah.
I would say, like, you know, you look at other consoles like what the Wii U had and now the Switch, their Pro controllers are getting smaller and smaller and more compact, sort of to fit, so you can sort of reach around. It's actually a really comfortable grab here. I like it quite a
Does it
bit.
have a good, because like what I found with, for example, say the Switch Pro controllers, it's got a good weight to it. Like
Yes.
it's heavy enough that it feels solid in your hands, but it doesn't feel laborious to
Right.
lift it up.
We are missing 2 of the batteries in here, which it also came with.
yeah.
That will add a little bit more weight to it, but this has a good weight to it, I think. It's definitely, it's got heft. You know, it's not light. Don't worry, Digon.
All right, you're tossing it up. I'm like, oh!
Yeah, and this has, of course, it's like an easy grip here on the back.
Yeah.
Now, the real test is just how this feels after 10 hours of just holding it and jamming on it. But, you know, for what it's worth, I think all the buttons are nice and easy to access. You can do it mostly from one hand here. So I'm liking it.
Yeah, the size looks nice. They have the cable in there that connects the controller to the console itself so that you can charge it?
Is it USB or
They
USB-C?
actually do not, from what I can see here, but it is a USB-C
Okay.
cable input. It's hard to see, but this is the same that you're gonna see as well on like the Switch Pro controllers and a lot of computers as well.
All right.